Hey y'all. Whew. Yes. I'm just waiting for y'all to come through. I'm just waiting for y'all to come through. Hey Antoine. I will have Tramel call you once I'm done with the live because he really don't feel well. But I'll tell him you called and let him call you. Hey Love Kings, and tell him to call you back. Thank you. He's starting to feel better than he did yesterday. He got up yesterday and he when I did went live yesterday he fell asleep and then he stayed asleep till like 3 in the afternoon. He woke up, got up and was like, I said, you want me to cook the food instead of you grilling it? He was like, no, I want to grill. And while he was grilling, I could tell he started feeling a little bad. And he just finished grilling the food. I helped him bring it in the house and he didn't want to eat. He just said, I'm going upstairs. So I figured he was hot because it was hot. When he never came back down, I went upstairs and I'm like, he was knocked out. And I knew he didn't feel good when he was laying there without the covers on and the air conditioning on. So I was like, let him sleep. And honestly, he just woke up a few like 2 hours ago from all day yesterday. So, and I knew he didn't feel good because he didn't have an insomnia. Like he'll sleep like that when he has insomnia the night before, but the night before he slept. So I knew he didn't feel well. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Florida. Yeah, he might be watching on TV. He might be watching on the TV because I have his phone. So, because our tablet is dead, so I took his phone so I could read the comments. Because one, I don't have on my glasses, so I can't see nothing on my phone in front of me. So I took his phone to read the comments. Thank y'all. He appreciates all the get wells. Hopefully he'll be with me tomorrow. Hopefully. I thought hey Monica, I thought he would be with me today, but he still don't feel good. So you know how that goes, especially the Love Kings and Antoine. When your husband don't feel good, you gotta take up the slack. So that's what I'm here to do. Hey everybody, hey everybody, hey everybody. When I tell you guys this news, you will be like, okay. And if he sleep when I'm done, I'll call you back up from my phone. I don't never answer his phone, but when I saw it was you, that's why I picked it up. Because other than that, I wouldn't have picked it up. But when I saw it was you calling, that's why I picked it up. So if he sleep or whatever, I'll call you back when I'm finished with the live. Hey, Shar. Thank you, Florida. Yes, Antoine, because I didn't want you to think that we was ignoring you, and then you see me on the live. That's why I picked up. And you called me like right soon as I was setting everything up. I was about to put my phone on a tripod and do everything, and I was like, oh, I was like, let me answer and tell Antoine Tremella calling back. But I'll call you back if he's asleep or whatever. Yes. So it's Sunday, y'all. Sunday is a day of praise. Sunday is a day of. I didn't listen to my pastor preach yet because actually his church service right now for my church is actually going on while I'm live. So I'm gonna watch it after I'm done being live. But for you guys that wanted to watch and hear him preach, I already shared it on my Facebook page, so you can go back to the Facebook page and see it there. Thank you for sharing me out, Monica. You can go back when we're done here and you can watch it on the Facebook page. Um, but he has this saying that I love, and it's, I deserve what I desire, and I desire what I deserve. And like, it's so true. Like, and he makes us say it in church, like at least 3 to 4 times, because once it resonates in your head, it rings true. And hey, Lois, my thing is this: it's Sunday, so I was like, what are we gonna do Sunday? I said, let's just everybody who had anything good to them happen to them this week, put it in the comment section. Me and Tramel had something happen for us this week that was amazing. And I feel bad because this person was tracking us down, and I kind of told y'all yesterday, she was tracking us down because she wanted to do business with me and Tramel, and the person that we had hired to do that, in the beginning it was wonderful, but then when the coronavirus came, we started slacking because there really was no business to handle for me and Tramel. So she kept, telling us, it's fine, we can do it. And just yesterday morning, I woke up and I said, you know what? Let me respond to her. Let me respond to her because she's being very professional, and everybody around us that can do something. Well, I can't do it this time because I have to do this, or I can't do it. And I'm like, you know what? Let me do this myself. And I'm so glad I did it because it turned out amazing. It turned out to be a good business venture for both parties involved. And we are both excited about it. So I'm glad that I took the initiative and did it. See, y'all can't forget today because I'm wearing my thumbs up shirt. So that means thumbs up the video. Thumbs up. It's by Planet Fitness, but still, thumbs up. Because I used to work at Planet Fitness, because when before I started doing dialysis at home, I couldn't, I had worked every day of my life since I was 18 years old. Every day since I was 18. So when I became disabled, it was hard. It was like, I felt like my life had no purpose. My life had no purpose because I had nowhere to get, like, it was weird to me to wake up and have nowhere to go. Like, literally nothing to do. And I was about 45, 46 when this happened. So from 18 to 46, we'll say 46, because I'm not trying to do the math in my head. So from 18 to 40, 46, 47, 48, 49, I was 45 because I've been on dial. Yeah, I was 45. So from 18 to 45, I always had a reason to get up in the morning. Always. I worked. And I worked every day of my life. And then to just come to a realization that when I wake up now, I have nothing to do. In the beginning, it was cute. In the beginning, it was like, all right, I ain't got to go to work today. But then as the months went by, I was like, I can't do this. I don't know how people do this. I don't know how people just stay home all day. I was losing my mind. So I had a bright idea. Get a job. Get like a little job. So if y'all don't know, my field is customer service. So I saw that the Planet Fitness I was going to, they were hiring. So I said, well, I could stand behind the desk and check people in. I said, that's what I do. That's what I do. So I applied, and in maybe 20 minutes, they were calling my phone to come down for an interview. I was the only one sitting there in a shirt and a tie and dress pants and shoes. Everybody else came like they were coming to work out. So, of course, they hired me. And I was honest. I said, listen, these are the days I go to dialysis. These are the times. As long as my work schedule don't interrupt this. And, I explained everything. Oh, that's not a problem. I can work around that. Do you have a problem working at night? No. So then I found out there was way more to the job than just standing behind the desk, checking people in and putting them on the massage beds and stuff. which I still didn't have a problem with that. You know, walking around making sure stuff was clean and things of that nature. I don't have a problem with that. It was cute little pocket change. You get paid every week. You know, at the time, my little disability check, I was used to getting what I get for a whole month and like double that every 2 weeks. So like the little extra change was happy. It was good for me. Charlie tried to kill me. She would have me working from 10 to 6 o'clock in the morning. I would have to leave there and go to dialysis. I would only be able to sleep in the dialysis chair for the 4 hours I did dialysis. I was finished dialysis at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. I have to go home. I couldn't sleep because she wanted me to come back and work at 2 o'clock. And I said, I'm a little confused. I told you this is my schedule. You're trying to kill me. You're the best worker I have. Okay, well, I'm sorry these little millennials don't want to do their job, but you're not going to work me to death. So I did it for a couple of months, and then it just became too much. Like, my dialysis numbers were going down. I was always exhausted, always tired, I just couldn't do it. So then she gave me a schedule one week that was perfect. And I said, can I work this schedule all the time? If you let me, stop, Jamal. If you let me work this schedule all the time, I'm good. Oh, I'm going to make you a suit. You know, the promises came. I didn't want to be nobody's supervisor. That's not what I wanted. I did this as extra change, not a way of life. So she said, oh yeah, I can give you the schedule all the time, Joseph. Cause soon, we hung up the phone. She made the new schedule for the following week because every week the schedule was different. It was completely different than what she just told me. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this. I said, I quit. I said, I was honest and upfront. You're trying to kill me. And what is not going to happen is you're not going to kill me. That just can't happen. I told you that I can't lift heavy things because of this thing on my arm. I can only lift 25 pounds. You think I'm supposed to lift a whole treadmill and clean underneath the treadmill. Not going to happen. I'm not doing it no more. So I ended up having to quit. And I was mad. And I haven't tried to work since. And then when we moved out here, there's a Planet Fitness up the block from my house. So I told Jamel, I said, well, they're not 24 hours. I do dialysis at home. He was like, no, because if you get exhausted again, I don't want you to go through that. And I'm like, okay. But it's still, and now with the corona, it's like I have no choice but to stay in the house for real, other than going out to get food and going to the store, because that's all we really do now. Hey, Arlene. Thank you. Hey, D-Lala. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people just sit home all day. I mean, now with the coronavirus, you have no choice. But before this, I don't know how people just sit home all day and do absolutely nothing, because it was driving me insane. Now it's been, 4 years? I'm kind of accustomed to it. I kind of like, before the whole corona thing, I was like, okay, you know, I'd go to the mall or whatever just to walk around, just to get out and do something. But it's still kind of mentally draining when you always got up to go to work. And now you can't do that no more. In the beginning, it was like, oh, yeah, good. I ain't got to go to work. But then it's just like, oh, God, I don't have to go to work. I need a job. It starts wearing you down after a while. I don't know how people do it. I just don't. Right, Monica, she really tried to kill me. I'm like, there was days, no lie, the only time I had sleep was when I slept in the dialysis chair. And then she wanted me to work from 2 to 10 at night. So I just finished working 10 at night to 6 in the morning. Sometimes I was late for dialysis because I couldn't leave until the little millennials decided to walk in with their little coffee and biscuits and donuts, because they had to stop and get that before they came to work because they could never be on time. Then I had to go to dialysis, which meant my dialysis treatment lasted longer than it should, and now I made somebody else late. Then I would have to leave dialysis, go home, and then just sit there for like an hour or two and get ready again for work again and work from 2 to 10. And then maybe go home and go to sleep. And if it was a day where I had to go to dialysis, I had to go home and go to sleep at 11 or 12 o'clock at night and wake up by 4:30 to be back at dialysis at 5 o'clock in the morning. It was killing me slowly. I was like, I can't do this. And it pissed me off because it's one thing if I tried to hide all of that and still get a job, but I didn't try to hide it. When she told me I said, before you hire me, this is the situation. Oh, don't worry about it. That's not a problem. I can work around that. She did everything other than. Everything other than. Then I couldn't have the weekends free because I had to work on Saturday and Sunday too. So maybe I had a day off during the week. Of course, it wasn't days back to back. It would be some off, stupid days during the week. The job was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going to work. I enjoyed having something to do. And actually, it was this time last year because on my Facebook memories, well, not last year, in 2017, because on my Facebook memories it said, "Can you believe I applied for a job today? Let's see what happened." And I sent it to Monica because we was just talking about that. I said, "See, Monica, I told you I applied for a job, and that was the job I applied for, and I got it." So, hey, G Free. She wanted way, way, way too much. There was a part of me that didn't want to quit. Because I'll tell you in a minute, I love money. As long as I have money, I'm happy. And I can buy whatever I want when I want it. I'm good. So I honestly didn't want to quit because in my mind it was like, I'm never going to get another job. Where am I going to work? But then I'm sitting there saying, but you tried and you see that you can't do it. So don't push yourself. And with my dialysis numbers, they was always shocked and surprised that I was doing so good as really just starting dialysis. And then everything started going downhill. I said, okay, I need to make a decision. Am I going to do dialysis and go back to normal, or am I going to just try to work a job to get extra money that technically I don't need, but I do need at the same time? Because I had just got a car again. I had just got everything started flowing the way I wanted it to flow. And I was like, this is an extra $200 and something a week. It was working for me. And it was every week. It wasn't even I had to wait 2 weeks. It was that I was getting paid every week. Then it was supposed to be a part-time job. It ended up being a full-time job. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for this lady. But because she couldn't get, and she herself was only like 20-something years old. Everybody around me was between 19 and 20. So, of course, my work ethic was way better than theirs. So, there was one girl, she just stood there all day, hi, and did what she did. I'm going to sit in the ladies' locker room because, our badges told how long we were somewhere cleaning something. I'm going to sit in the ladies' locker room. Just let me know if you need me. Just call my cell phone. I'll be like, okay. Then she come out, and then I'm like, all right, well, I'm going in the men's locker room and stay there for like 15 minutes. But I would actually be in there cleaning. Like the men was like, I'm so glad you started working here. I said, why? They said, because this locker room ain't never been this clean ever. I said, I know. I used to work out here before I came. I said, and that's why I clean it, because it's disgusting. So I did try, and it was just too much. It was way too much for me to handle, given my condition. And now that I had a stroke and I move like a snail, that really won't work for me unless I'm at a desk somewhere. And I don't want to talk to people no more on the phone. That I don't want to do. I'm over that. That is too much. I would have to put my mind in a whole nother mind frame, a mindset to do that all over again. Because I just can't. And of course, I can't go back to like a Verizon store and work because I can't be on my feet all day and walking around and oh yes, it's just too much. So it is what it is. This is my job now. So like I look forward to doing it because it gives me something to do for an hour, and I'm like, okay, at least this is fulfilling. So I'm like, okay, I'll use this as my job for now. It gives me something to do. That's why even when Tremel doesn't feel bad, I still do it because it gives me something to do. And it wasn't always this way. Because in the beginning, when we first started doing it on Facebook, it would be hell to get me in front of the camera. It would be hell to get me in front of the camera. And Tremel would always say, if you don't want to do it, tell me. You don't seem enthused about it. I'm like, because it just felt like all the time I was in front of the camera. All the time I was in front of the camera. All the time he wanted to make a video. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, can we not make a video today? Can we just like live our lives and not make a video today? I just wasn't into it. I don't know why I wasn't into it. And then for whatever reason, when 2020 came in, I don't know. I told Tremel, I said, this is the year we're gonna really do good on YouTube. I said, I don't know why I have this feeling, but I just have this feeling. And he said to me, he said, well, you know, I was about to tell you the same thing. I said, well, okay, fine, I'll do it. So whenever he wanted to make a video, I made a video. We started making videos, and boom, here we are today. But it wasn't always easy for me because I just felt like it was taking up too much time of my life to sit in front of a camera and record my life or record stories for everybody. And it just wasn't something I was used to. Now that I'm used to it and I enjoy doing it and it's fun to me, I don't have a problem doing it. But in the beginning, it was like, oh God, it was like a job I didn't want to do. And we wasn't getting paid. And we wasn't getting paid when we was doing it on YouTube up until what, a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know what changed. I don't know what made it more fun for me than it was in the beginning. But it became more fun for me than it was in the beginning. It became much more interesting, much more fun. So I actually look forward to seeing y'all every morning. I actually look forward to getting on the live. Like this morning, when Tremel told me he still didn't feel good, I was like, maybe I shouldn't go live. Maybe I should just, chill, take a day off. And I said, nah, ain't nothing wrong with me. I feel fine. Let me just, let me just go live and do my thing and be done with it. I'm trying to get a desk job. My ankles can't take a lot of pressure lifting. Right, Antoine. I can't. I wouldn't do another retail job because when I first moved back to Georgia from Georgia, I just needed a job, period. So I started working at Target. It's like when I get these little premonitions in my head, they always happen. Because when I was packing up my clothes to come back from Georgia to New Jersey, I had these khaki pants and I was going to throw them out. And in my spirit, it said, don't throw them out because you're going to be working at Target and you're going to need them. In my head, I'm like, child, whatever. But I listened and I didn't throw them out. Moved back, didn't even know they put a brand new Target where I moved to. So I said, let me go in there and get a job. Because what happened was, an ex of mine, years ago when we was together, he went to Target to try to get a job. But he was, let's put it this way, he belonged on the little short yellow bus. So, because we looked alike, the only difference was our height. I told him, I said, get up. So he got up and I sat down and I took the test. So I passed the test. So for myself, I said, well, I already know what the test is because I took it already. So let me take the test again. And again, I went to the interview in a suit and tie. They were impressed because I was the only one sitting there in the suit and tie. And it was so bad, the interviewer said, and what happened was they interviewed me so quick after I did the test, because it was like in October and Christmas was coming. So they interviewed me so quick, I didn't have a chance to do a resume. So I'm sitting there like tripping in my head. I said, well, I'm gonna go, but I don't have no way to do a resume real quick. So I went, and they was impressed with the way I was dressed alone. And when I sat with the interviewer, I said, before we even start the interview, please accept my apology. I just moved back here and I didn't have a way to print out my resume for you guys. I apologize. And he said, with that being said, and the way you look, when can you start? I said, yesterday. And he said, that confirms it. And he hired me right then and there. So, and I started like a week later because, you had to go and fill out papers and stuff like that. But it was weird because nowadays when you walk into interviews, when you're older, you go in looking a certain way because that's what you were taught. And then when you see the younger people sitting there looking a certain way, it's like, really? Because I know when I worked for the cable company and I was part of the hiring process, it was a guy, and I already knew what they were doing. As soon as they saw you in jeans, they were sending you home. So I don't know. I looked at him and his spirit met my spirit, and I told him, I said, dude, he said to me, he said, it was two of them actually. One said to me, he said, man, is this okay? I said, is what okay? The way I'm dressed. I was like, no. He was like, because I'm just coming from training. I joined the reserve. I said, what uniform? Do you have your dress-up uniform in the car or even your Army fatigues? He said, yeah, I have my dress-up uniform because I had to go to. I said, go now and put it on. He said, I said, your Army uniform, your military uniform is 10 times better than you sit here in a pair of jeans. Go put it on. He listened to me. He got the job. The other boy was sitting there in jeans, and he saw the conversation. So he said, dude, you serious? I said, you're not going to get hired. I said, now what you can do is I'll put your application at the bottom so it'll buy you some time, and you can go to Target and buy you some little khaki jean pants and put them on and come back. He was like, for real? I said, yes. Because he had on shoes. He just had on jeans. I said, just buy some khaki pants and put them on and come back. He did, and he got the job too. So I don't have a problem, and that's what we should be doing. We should educate, younger people who may not know or think it's appropriate to look a certain way for an interview, and educate them and let them know that it's not that way. Because a lot of them don't know. Nowadays, it's like they don't even care if you come in a suit. If you come in a suit and tie for an interview, they are so impressed, and the looks on their faces, especially depending on what the job is, like the looks on their face is like shock, like they really came here in the suit. Like the people that came with me to Target, I'm sitting there like, y'all look like you going to walk your dog. Who's gonna hire you? And I'm like, okay, whatever. It ain't me. I know better. But some of them look like they just slept in their clothes and rolled out of bed and said, let me go get a job today. And I'm like, really? This is how y'all look for a job interview? Like, are people really going to take you serious? And then when I was sitting on the interview process, when I was training to become a supervisor for the cable company, I was sitting there, and then I would hear how some of them answer questions, and I'm sitting there going, child, didn't your mama ever teach you in certain situations you need to lie? They asked one girl, what's a good reason to stay home from work if my baby's sick? And the girl was like, if your baby's sick. Yeah, if my baby's sick, I ain't coming to work. Does your baby get sick a lot? Sometimes in the wintertime, she be sick all the time. Boop, you're not getting the job. You just said if your baby's sick, you're not coming to work. Then you tell her that your baby's sick or a lot in the wintertime. You just nixed your own self out of a job. When they asked me that question, you know what I said? They said, what's a good excuse not to come to work? I said, well, there is no good excuse, but the only excuse for me is if I'm dead. And they was like, good answer, good answer. I said, yeah. Then she asked me, when I got hired, she asked me questions, and she was impressed with my answers. And then she said to me, hey, Watson, and tell me one good reason why after I all these interview all these people today, why I'm gonna remember you. So I sat up. I got to do what I did so y'all can laugh. I sat up and looked her in her eye and I said, just like this in this deep Barry White voice, because I'm probably the best looking man you're gonna see all day, and you will never forget me or my name. She said, "Oh, is that so?" I said, "Mm-hmm." So when do I start? And she bust out laughing. She was like, "Seriously?" I said, "Yeah, when do I start?" She said, "Well, if you get hired, someone will call you." I said, "Okay, are they going to call me anytime soon?" And she said, "Joseph, thank you for coming for the interview. I love the interview. Hey, Christine, I love the interview. And I got the job." But you have to do something to stand out. You cannot blend in with everybody else. And that's what always has made me stand out. My confidence and telling people that I'm the best. Nobody's better than me. You'll never find anybody better than me. It's just is what it is. Do I honestly believe that? No, I'm sure there's somebody out there that could do a job better than me. But I'm not going to say that to them. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the best thing walking. And a lot of people need to take that attitude, just even in their everyday life. You need to take that attitude that you are the best. When you deal with people, when you deal in relationships with people, whether it be friendships or relationships or even with your husband or wife, you need to take that attitude, because if you build that up, a person can't knock you down. And when they try, even if you believe what they're telling you, but you don't let them know you believe it, you'll see how insecure they really are. And that it's not you, it's them. Because I've had people try to, you're really too confident. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You might be underconfident, but I'm not too confident. Because trust me when I tell you, I can produce anything that I tell you I can produce. I can do anything that I tell you I can do. Because I'm not going to sit here and make up stories and not be able to back them up. And people don't like that, because they're not confident like that. A lot of people are not confident. They sit and pretend. They sit and pretend like they are, but then when they meet a real confident person, all their confidence seems to fly out the window. They're always trying to sabotage the confident person, or they're always trying to throw stuff in that confident person's ear. Like, how many friends have you had that say, "Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and da-da-da-da"? You sure you want to do that? You really think that's going to work for you? I know y'all know people like that. I don't think you should do that. And your answers behind that should be, I don't recall asking you if I should do it or not. I was just sharing my good news with you. But since you can't appreciate it, I'll move on to the next. And stop always trying to confirm. Stop always trying to get confirmation from people. Do you think that it's a good idea if you ask 5 people, and out of the 5 people, maybe only one is going to agree with you. All the rest of them, that's what throws self-doubt in your head when you know what you should be doing from the get-go. Only you know what's best for you. Don't nobody else around you know what's best for you. The only person, well now 2 people, that I consult when I'm going to do something is my husband or my sister, because I know they both have my best interests at heart. Anybody else, you can kick rocks. I don't care less what you think. Because, see, today you might have my best interest at hand, but then tomorrow, based on what I tell you, you might be sitting there jealous because you can't do what I do. So you might throw, "I don't think that's going to work. You're going to waste your time." And then you start thinking, well, what if they right? And what if I waste my time? And what if it don't work out the way I said it's going to work out? And I'm thinking positive, but there's always that chance that it might not work out, and blah 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 blah. No, you only need to ask people who you know is good. I mean, you really don't have to ask nobody, to be honest. But if you're married, if you're in a relationship, I feel they have a right to know if you're going to make some life-changing decision. But at the same time, It's hard because, see, I'm the type of person, yes, I'm going to go to Tramel and say, Tramel, I want to do such and such and so and so. And, you know, sometimes he'll tell me, Papa, listen, I know this is what you want, but I think you need to wait just a little while until all your ducks are in a row. And then I'm going to sit there and plead my case. But if I do this and I move this way and we move that way, it'll work. And he's like, yeah, but are we going to really move this way and that way, or are we just saying we're going to do it? Then I'll be like, well, no, we got to move this. Even when we moved here, it was the same thing. Tramel, if we gonna, I want to move, you want to move, so we got to do this, this, and this. And this is how it has to be. And this is what it's going to be. And we can't do no extra frivolous spending. Like, this is the budget. This is what it has to say for the next 2 months if we moving. If we sway from this one way or another, it ain't going to work. And of course, unexpected things happen. Things came up that was out of my control. But we still stuck to what we said. And we're still able to do what we was able to do. Because me, if I want something bad enough, I'm going to make it happen no matter what. I don't care what I have to do to make it happen. Why is it every day somebody come to my door? Why? When I'm doing a live? Hold on, yo. Let me go to my door and see who's at the door. Give me a moment, please. Oh. What's up? Don't go off that. Let me go off and sit. Yeah, you know what? It's free for you to sit. You do things today. Okay. Now I'm coming back and you go with me. Or you come over. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, come like. Whew. All right, y'all. Every day. The last 2 days when I've been live, somebody's knocked on my door. Whew. All right. Then I got to keep Jomel from running out the house. So, but yes. You just got to, keep your head up. Stick to your plan. Don't let anybody sway you from your plan. Don't let anybody tell you your plan is not going to work. The only way you're going to know if your plan works or not is if you execute it. And once you execute it and see that it ain't working, so what? Say, you know what? I did it. It didn't work. Let me move on to the next thing. Because you'll never know how it's going to turn out unless you try. The only failure is not trying. But once you try, you're not a failure. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. So, child. Y'all don't understand, honey. Moving that quick wore me out. Because I have to move. I hate the fact that I had a stroke. Like, that is the only thing that I hate happened to me. Because with having a stroke, I have to move slow. I have to move slow. And when I decide to move fast, it's like I ran a marathon. It's like I ran a marathon. And it's like, it's too much. It's way too much. It's way too much. And me, I'm used to moving quick and moving fast and doing what I gotta do. Then I gotta bend over and pick him up, and then he's trying to fight me to get out of my arms to get to the boy. He ran out on the porch. I told the boy, wait, grab him. But luckily he ain't scared of dogs. He just got a puppy too. So, it's too much. That's the only thing that I regret. Well, not regret, but I wish didn't happen to me, was having a stroke. Because that, slowed my whole life down. it like slowed me down completely. And then when dialysis can't get my red blood cell level up and it's low, not only do I have to move slow, but then even in the process of moving slow, I am out of breath and I'm huffing and puffing like I ran a marathon because my blood level is low. It's a hot mess. It's a lot. It's a lot and it's a hot mess. But I have learned to adjust to it. I have learned to adapt to it, and it just is what it is. It's just a part of my life. It's just a part of who I am. And as of right now, there ain't nothing I can do about it. But just go get my little Mercera shots to raise my blood level. And, you know, because sometimes they be like, you not tired? I'm like, no. My body's used to being at 7. Because, you know, for a man, your red blood cell level should be at like 13, 18. Mine will be at 7. Like right now, I did a test last week and it was 9. So when I go to dialysis on Tuesday, they're going to give me a shot again. They probably want to give me an iron infusion, but I don't feel like sitting there for 45 minutes. So I may let them do it and I may not let them do it. It just depends on how I feel. It really does. It just depends on how I feel. Last time I let them do it because I told Tramel to stay home. I was like, just stay home because, you know, he can't come in. I'm like, well, I'll make him sit in a hot-ass car for 45 minutes waiting for me because he don't like me to drive all the way out there by myself because it's 45 minutes from my house. But if I decide to do it, I'll tell him to stay home again and I'll just go on my own and do it that way because it's like the iron infusions make me feel good, but to me, it's like, is it really doing anything for my blood or are you just giving me iron? Because sometimes they'll give me an iron infusion and my blood level will either drop or stay the same. So it's like, is it really working or is it just something y'all doing to charge my insurance company for? So, you know. This water's so good. I'm trying to get back on track. Because, you know, I didn't like sitting in blogs. Celebration video yesterday, being able to say that I didn't lose a pound. But I was bad this week. Well, I wasn't bad. I just ate what I wanted to eat. I didn't eat a lot of it, but I just ate what I wanted to eat. So, I know me. If it starts going where I'm not losing or gaining, I'm gonna get over it and not want to do it at all. So, I said, let me jump back on the bandwagon. Definitely no more soda. Just, I drink like 2-3 of these a day with water. As long as my water is ice cold, I'm good. I can't drink no hot or warm water. I just can't do it. And people always say, warm water is better for you. Not me. And if I eat something greasy and follow it with water and it, you know, it gets like grease do when you put water on grease and it get all greasy and clogged, well, I'll just be greasy and clogged. Because I can't drink no hot, nasty water. I just can't. So. I'm trying to think of what else. Put in the comments if you have good news to share about you and what happened to you this week. Right, Jeffrey, I don't know how people do it. Like, it's different if I'm out in the street and I get so mad if I buy water. Like, you know how sometimes people be selling them from a cooler or you go in the store. Like, if you, like, when I'll go to, like, gay prides or whatever and people be selling water on the street, or I go in the store and of course they just fill the water up but don't tell you, so it feel like it's at least cool, and then you open it and it's hot, I'll be so mad. But at that point I'm so thirsty I have no choice but to drink it. But if it's up to me, it's gonna be damn near frozen, almost slushy like. And these keep water, like, I can put this down right now. and not pick it up again until 8 o'clock at tonight. The ice is still going to be in here, and the water is still going to be ice cold. Because I fill this up every night before I go to bed. So that if I wake up in the middle of the night and want water, or when I wake up in the morning, I ain't got to come downstairs. I just grab this, and my water is ice cold with ice. It's still in it. Yes, Arlene, it got to be ice cold. It has to be ice cold. If it's not ice cold, I don't want it. Like more and more. Or like people that don't put, like, they buy cases of water and they just get a water that ain't even cold. They just grab a water off the case and be like, oh, this is so good. I'm like, it's hot. How is it good when it's hot? That's disgusting. That's nasty. Put it in the freezer at least and let it get a chill to it. I cannot stand hot water. I barely want to drink tea, let alone hot water. I barely want to drink hot tea. Now, I drink iced tea in a hot minute. But hot tea, child, I got to be real sick for that. And then, for me to do that, I got to go to Starbucks and get the passion fruit tea with honey and lemon in it. Hey, let me see your transcript. I got to get the passion tea with the honey and lemon in it because I'm particular when it comes to tea. I just cannot do hot water. It just... Now, coffee, on the other hand, I guess because that's different. That don't bother me. But tea, coffee, but see, I'm the opposite with coffee. I would prefer hot coffee over... It took me a while to get used to iced coffee. And the only reason why I liked iced coffee was because I got mocha iced coffee. And with the mocha iced coffee, I was like, oh, this is real good. And it was one time when I was in Maryland, I asked the lady, why does everybody get iced coffee? I said, because just plain iced coffee is nasty to me. So she made me something. It tasted like carrot. I don't know if it was not something that was on their regular menu. And it was so bomb. It was so good. And trust me, Arlene, I'm taking care of myself. And I don't need you to beat me up no more. But yeah, I'm definitely taking care of myself. I do. And believe me, if Tramel find out that I ain't doing something, he'll be like, for real, this is what we doing? This is what we doing today? And I'm like, no, but I don't know. You know what? Like, it'd be some nights I don't feel like hooking myself up to the dialysis machine. He would come get my stuff and bring it right upstairs and be like, and I'm like, oh, really? So you just go home. Because he know how to hook up the machine because he went. You know, they asked, could he come? Just in case I'm ever sick or something happens. Somebody else needed to know how to hook me up to the machine. So he'll sit right there. I'll be asleep or I'll fall asleep. And one day he hooked up the machine. And then he took the cord and hooked it to me. And I'm like, what? Really? And he's like, yes, really. And I'm like, okay. Fine by me. I drink hot tea in the winter, but even in the winter, my plain water has to be cold. Yes, water has to be cold. Tea, honestly, for me to drink tea, like, I'll drink iced tea, like Arizona iced tea, all day long. All day long, I'll drink that. Or any form of iced tea, I will drink. But to get me to drink hot tea, I really have to be sick. Or I have to be, in the wintertime, sick. Or if I get a summer cold, thank God I haven't got one in a very long time. But at least, that's how I have to drink tea. Like, I don't know how people just sit and drink tea. I'll drink coffee like I drink tea. Like, when the coronavirus first came out and they was like, oh, drink tea, drink something hot, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, if coffee ain't gonna do it, it ain't gonna happen. Because Do you like hot chocolate? You know what? I don't mind hot chocolate. I haven't had it in a while. Um, and you know, it ain't my first go to be honest with you. But like, if I've been places and seen people with hot chocolate with a bunch of whipped cream on it and sprinkles and chocolate chips and all, oh, I want one of those. So I don't have a problem with hot chocolate. It's just that when I was a kid, I don't know what happened, but I used to love chocolate, chocolate ice cream, chocolate cake. I was in love with chocolate. And for whatever reason, I got allergic to it. And then, for whatever reason, chocolate didn't bother me no more. It didn't, I would break out. But it stopped. One day I just ate it, and my grandmother had a fit. She said, "Why would you eat it?" I said, "Because I wanted the candy." And nothing happened. And it just went as quick as it came, it went away. And after that, because I went so long without eating chocolate or drinking chocolate or anything like that, 'cause I used to love chocolate milk as a kid. I used to love it, love it, love it. That and strawberry quick. Ooh, give me some strawberry quick or chocolate milk, and I would guzzle it down. But now it's like chocolate for me. Like Tramel got this ice cream, this Death by Chocolate ice cream, and I was like, oh, I want something sweet so bad. Let me taste it. So I ate it. It was real good. It was really good. But I was like, it ain't my first go-to. Like when I was a kid, it was my go-to. Now it's like, or brownies I still do brownies, and I do chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate cake I'll do, but candy, I'll do M&M peanuts, a Reese cup, it can't, or anything with a nut in it. So like Hershey's with almonds. I don't do just like plain chocolate. It just can't. Now strawberry quick. Let me tell you something, G-Free. My grandmother would be so mad at me because you remember how it used to come in that square thing? I would damn near drink up the whole thing of milk and the whole thing of quick. I absolutely loved strawberry quick. Absolutely loved it. Can you even still buy strawberry quick? I saw it in liquid form, and it was some store I was in, and they had quick in like bottles with the milk already in them. They were already mixed strawberry and chocolate. I don't know if I would trust that, because everything nowadays tastes different than it did as a kid. Or maybe it's me. Or do y'all agree with me? Like cereal, none of it tastes like it did when we was kids. To me. No cereal tastes like it did when I was a kid. Even Honey Nut Cheerios, and they came out when I was a teenager. They don't taste like they did, and I love those. Frosted Flakes don't taste the same. Lucky Charms don't taste the same. I never was a Trix person. Apple Jacks don't taste the same. Alphabets don't taste the same. No cereal tastes the same as it did when I was a kid, and I'm a cereal fanatic. Like, I love cereal. And my favorite cereal was speaking of strawberry quick, was Frankenberry. And that don't even taste the same as it did when I was a kid. They just messed everything up, changing it. Never tried the liquid. They changed the recipe of everything. Nothing else. Yeah, nothing tastes the same no more. Nothing tastes like it. And it probably was killing us back then as kids. And they changed it to make it a little bit more nutritious. They probably changed it to make it a little bit more nutritious. But, I can't. I tried with the cereals. The most I'll eat now is the Lucky Charms and Honey Nut Cheerios and Frosted Flakes. Even Cheerios taste different. Regular Cheerios taste different. It's like, what are they doing to the cereals? What are they doing to the stuff that we used to eat? Like, why it tastes so different? I think they changed things to save money. Right. Hawaiian Punch don't taste the same. I'd rather have Hawaiian Punch in a can back in the day than the way they make it now. Juicy juice don't taste the same. Like, none of that stuff tastes the way it did when we were younger. Using whole grain. Right. But none of that stuff, like juice don't even taste the same no more. Hawaiian punch don't taste like Hawaiian punch. Juicy juice don't taste like juicy juice. Hell, me and Tramel have me in here cracking up because he'll buy orange juice, drink it for a day. Then the next day he's like, it's sour. I'm like, what do you mean it's sour? Oh no, it's sour. I'm throwing it. I said, you are not throwing that whole orange juice in the garbage. And he's like, yes I am, it's sour. I'm like, it is not sour. So he's like, how could you drink it? It's sour. I said, no, it's not sour, Tramel. It ain't supposed to taste like sugar. All oranges ain't sweet. So he'll drink it and taste it again. He go, it's sour. And go and buy a whole nother thing of orange juice. And see, this is different because this ain't sour. I said, well, see, you just might as well just always buy Tropicana because it's a sweeter orange juice than some of the other ones. Because if orange juice ain't sweet to him, he gonna say it's sour and throw the whole thing down the sink. I was so pissed the first time he did that. I was like, why did you throw the whole thing? It's sour. I'm like, Tramel, there's nothing wrong with that orange juice. Trust me, I know. Nope. It's sour. I'm not letting you drink that. And he be serious. I'm not letting you drink that. You gonna what? Oh no, that's what he says. I'm not gonna let you drink that. You're gonna end up with the. You hear him yelling it was sour. He's like, I'm not gonna let you drink that. You're gonna get the all orange. And I'm like, Tramel, the juice is fine. No, it's not. It's sour, and I'm going to buy another one. I'm like, okay. Right, Arlene, nothing is as good as back as in the day. Well, they need to go back to the old chemicals they was using because the new chemicals taste different. Because it was chemicals then too, but the old chemicals taste better than the new chemicals. They want you to become addicted to high fruit and they add chemicals to give it a longer shelf life. Right, they do. They do, but the old chemicals taste better than the new chemicals. And like it says, oh no, there's not steroids in the food. Child, do you see these big ass 9 and 10-year-olds walking around? And you talking about there's no chemicals in the food? The chemicals y'all putting in the cows is rubbing in the kids. The kids is growing just as big as the cows and the chickens. I remember when I was a kid, like I was to see somebody my size at 13 was like a rarity. Now 13-year-olds is just as tall and big as I am. Because all the steroids is rubbing off into, you're eating them. So, and I remember I watched this thing on TV, and I want to say it was on YouTube too. Don't ask me because it was so far back. I don't remember. But I know they were saying don't eat chicken wings, especially women that were pregnant, because that's where they shoot the chickens in. And the chickens have most of the steroids in the wings. And that's why the kids were getting so big, because a lot of people started eating chicken wings. And they're not lying, because all y'all remember back in the day, you could get chicken wings for $5. Now chicken wings be just as expensive as chicken breasts. And I'm like, when the hell did that happen? When the hell did chicken wings cost $25 and chicken breasts cost $25? Now the cheapest thing to buy is some thighs, because you could get a whole 18 fried piece of thighs for $5, $8 and change tops. Chicken wings gonna be like damn near $20 like the chicken breast. Hey, Crystal. Well, thanks for watching and listening. Right. Thighs and legs are cheaper now than breasts and wings used to be the cheapest. But see, for me, I'm good. I'm glad because I love chicken thighs. And then if you don't pay attention and you get boneless, skinless thighs, they just as expensive. Like Tramel picked up a pack that was like $14. I said, put that back. He said, why? I said, look, with the skin and the bones on it, it's $5.52. And he said, oh, damn. I said, yeah, that's how they get you. They want to charge you for taking out the bone and pulling off the skin. Shit, I can do that myself. And you, the first time I noticed it, let me see your transcript, was when I moved to the South. Because at first up north, it wasn't bad with chicken wings. Because up north, we wasn't eating chicken wings like people in the South. But when I moved down south and I thought I was going to the store, I was like, oh yeah, I could get $20. I could buy some potatoes and some oil uh and some wings, and I can just fry my wings and make me some French fries and be chilling. Child, when I saw the wings was going to take up the whole $20, I said, well, I need to reevaluate what I'm about to do. Because I'm like, no, 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 no. Right, and you know what, Monica? When you told me Jayla and Jamel was a year apart, I was like, but he looks so much older than her, bigger than her. So to me, he looked older than her, and like I thought, honestly, they was in between like me and my sister, cause I always tell you, Jamel and Jayla remind me of me and my sister because I look like him, but I was always like, if I was six, my sister looked like Jayla and my sister would have been three, because there was a 3 year difference between us. So when you said that they only had a year difference between them, I was like, well, damn, they look like they they the same age, but I knew they wasn't the same age because they would have to be twins. But I thought it was just a bigger age gap between them than what it was. And I'm like, I'm telling you, it's the steroids in the food. It's the steroids in the food. Because I see some kids, and when they say how old they are, I'm like, 12? Child, you look 25. 12? How you 12? And then when you see kids that weren't born, like, that are older than them and not as big as them because the steroids wasn't that deep in the food, it tells you that the steroids that they giving these animals are rubbing off on to your children when you have them. So God only knows what it's doing to us when we eat it, because we ain't growing no bigger. Right. Because everybody started eating wings. Because wings wasn't something. And it was when they made them damn wing flings. Because when it was a whole wing, nobody wanted a wing. But when they started making even wing flings. Remember when you could buy a bag of wing flings and have about 30, 40 wings in there? Now you pay $20 for a bag of wing flings and get like 10. Get like 10 whole wing flings. Yeah, my son. It's all about the dollar. You have to watch what you eat. Yeah, you gotta watch what you eat. You definitely gotta watch what you eat because they don't care what they feeding us. They don't. They don't give a damn what they're feeding us. I don't even believe half the stuff that's organic is really organic. I just think it's the same thing that they just, you know, they just charge you more, making you think it's organic. Because truth be told, do you ever see that food in the store that's organic go bad? Because people don't really be buying it up like that for real, for real. But you never see the organic food go bad, and that's the whole purpose for organic, because it should go bad faster than the rest of the food because it's all natural. So at some point, you should walk in the store, and by me working in like a super Target, I know how they do the food. I know how they keep the food in the back. I know how they store the food and what they do to the food and where they keep certain things. So, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's a whole lot. It is. But it's the world we live in. It's the world we gotta survive in. So we gotta do what we gotta do. If you live in a food desert, you don't have healthier or more organic food to feed yourself or your kids. So all the kids are food are lots of preservatives. Right. And let me see your transcript. To be honest, they don't make it easy for you to eat healthy. Because why would I spend $40 on a meal for one night to eat healthy when I can go to McDonald's and buy probably a week's worth of food in a week for $40 for my kids When if I feed them healthy one time, it's $40. It don't make sense. Because they don't want us to eat healthy. They don't want us to eat healthy stuff. Why can you get a burger at McDonald's for $1, but a salad is costing you $5? Because they don't want us to eat healthy. They don't. They don't want us to eat healthy. So that's why they make all the bad stuff good. And they put all the bad stuff in the right sections in the grocery store to get you to buy it, because that's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. And it's like, even when you try to eat healthy, it's like you go to the store and come home with 2 shopping bags and then spent about $90 on a week's worth of healthy food. Even if, I ain't even gonna say a week. Because sometimes, yeah, like a week's worth of food. And you can go back and take that same $90 and buy you a month's worth of bad food. It just don't, it makes sense. Because the sicker we are, the more money they can make off of us. But at the same time, at some point, we have to take responsibility for what we put in our bodies. We have to take responsibility for what we are doing, period. Just because you can't eat healthy doesn't mean that you can't eat healthy. You don't have to always sit and buy McDonald's. Make your own burger. You don't always have to go to Popeyes and buy fried chicken. Bake your own chicken. So, because my thing is always, if you have money to buy it, then you have money to buy the right thing too. So, we also have to take accountability for the stuff that we put in our body. Yeah, granted, we always don't buy salad in the bag. Buy a head of lettuce. Salad in a bag now, sometimes it's cheaper than a damn head of lettuce. Or make a cucumber salad. You can buy cucumbers for 50 cents. And a tomato ain't going to cost you no $2. So, we also have to take accountability for what we're doing. Right, Arlene? Because in other countries, some of the things they sell are banned here. And some of the stuff they sell in other countries cause coronavirus. But, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. I need to feed Tremel. He hasn't eaten since yesterday. And all he had to eat yesterday was a piece of rib. He cooked all his food and didn't even eat none of it. He cooked all his food and didn't even eat none of it. I need to go to the store real quick. I need to run and get this little boy the rest of his money, his other $10. And, right, if you stop making the peach cobbler, that'll help you. See, you have made the peach cobbler, honest to God, probably more than I have since I've been making, because I particularly don't care for peach cobbler like that. And normally I'll make it for a special occasion, or if somebody asks me to make them one, I'll make it. Or Tremel will be sitting around and go, babe, I want a peach cobbler. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll make you a little one. But then I got a request to do a peach cobbler, like a diabetic peach cobbler. So since I don't particularly, I like it, but it's not something that I would eat all the time. So I think I'm going to try to make one with Truvia, the baking Truvia, and the peaches with no sugar in them. And I'll do it, and I'll make another video, and we'll call it the diabetic peach cobbler for people that are diabetic, that you making it today. See what I'm saying? You making it today. Because it's easy and it's quick. And you only need 4 things, really. So, Antoine, he brought it all up when I went to church and took him to church, because I made them in muffin pans, so they were bite-sized. I brought the peach slices. I cut up the peach slices. I put little pats of butter in each muffin pan, and I did the same recipe, the same way, but I just put it in the muffin pan. And then the slices that I cut up of the slices, I put it in there with the dough. I put some juice and I let it cook up, and it cooked up like a little muffin. So they was just popping them, like cupcakes. So they was just popping them like little cupcakes. Maybe I'll show y'all how to do that too. Make them as little cupcakes so that you can do it that way too, and you don't have to make a whole pan. If you want to make it for yourself and you just want 6, you can do it that way too. And then you'll feel better about yourself. I yeah, I did it in a muffin pan. You just gotta make sure. Hey Ashley, you just gotta make sure that because I had to take it to church, and I'm like, well, how do I? Because the men's ministry was doing a bake sale, so I'm like, okay, how do I pack up a juicy peach cobbler without it making a mess? Like, I can't put it in a plate. I can't. I said, oh, let me try to make cupcakes out of them. Because you see how it cooks up and cooks over. I said, so it should cook up into a cupcake. And it did. And I didn't put a lot of juice. Because if you put a lot of juice, of course, the juice, it'll cook in a little bit, but it's still going to be runny. So after I cooked them, what I did was I put them in a Ziploc baggie. And what I did was I saved the juice from the can. And then I took some of the juice in a spoon and poured it in a Ziploc and Ziplocked it. So they still got the juicy juice from the juice, but it was still cupcake size. So it actually worked out. No, Antoine, you don't need the butter pecan ice cream with the peach cobbler. What you need with the peach cobbler is the peach Breyers ice cream. Well, that peach cobbler, child, let me tell you something. You will eat the whole pan. You will eat the whole pan. With that Breyers, because me and Tramel, I had made it. And I said, oh, we ain't got no ice cream. Because that's the only way I eat it is with ice cream. So we went to the store to get vanilla ice cream. And I said, ooh, this peach ice cream, because Breyers have a peach ice cream. So it's like vanilla ice cream with chunks of peaches in it. And it's peach flavored ice cream. But it's vanilla, but it's peach. Baby, when I tell you that ice cream gave that peach cobbler a whole nother meaning to life. Woo! That Breyers peach, baby. With that peach cobbler, don't do it, Tyrone, because then you're going to blame me for that too. Because I'm telling you, once you do that with that peach cobbler, you will never eat another ice cream with it again. I'm telling you. You won't. Because it is amazing with that peach ice cream. And then if it's warm and you put that peach ice cream on there and that peach ice cream start melting, so you get the peaches from the ice cream and the peaches from the cobbler. Oh, it's an experience, honey. It'll give you a new meaning to life. But you know what? I never could stand butter pecan ice cream. And then one day, it was like when I started dialysis, I started getting all these crazy cravings. And one day, I'm sitting in the house and I'm like, oh, I want pecans. I don't know. And I don't eat no pecan, nothing. I ain't like butter pecan ice cream. I ain't like none of that. And I'll never forget because it was around Thanksgiving. And my body kept saying, I wanted pecans. So my sister had 2 half-gallon butter pecan in her freezer. Baby, I ate both of them. Then I wanted pecan pie. I don't do nobody's pecan pie. That's nasty. It's nasty. So I'm like, oh God, I need a pecan pie. I called me an Uber because at the time I didn't have a car. I went to ShopRite because they had a pecan pie on sale for $2.99. I went to ShopRite and bought this pecan pie, and I sat there and devoured that pie like it was the best thing I ever ate in my life. So when I went to the doctor the following day or the day after that day, I said, why am I looked it up. Hey, Medina, I had to Google because I'm like, if your body craves certain things, what is it? What am I missing? And when I Googled, if your body craves pecans, what is it? It was because I was vitamin deficient. And pecans, like, have a bunch of vitamins in them. So my body was craving pecans because it wanted the vitamins. So when I told the doctor, he was like, oh, I didn't prescribe you a dialysis vitamin. I said, no, because I can't take regular vitamins over the counter. So he prescribed me a dialysis vitamin, and the cravings for pecans went away. Now I'll eat butter pecan ice cream because by devouring it the way I did, I was like, okay, this ain't as bad as I thought it was. So I'll eat it now, but it ain't my go-to. Now, if I want ice cream with nuts in it, my favorite ice cream is vanilla Swiss almond. Baby, I eat the whole pint. And I can't even eat ice cream like that. It's too much. It puts too much phosphates in my blood, so I can't even eat ice cream like that no more. So for me to have ice cream, it's like a treat. Like last night, I ate some. I made me some chocolate chip cookies, and I had some vanilla ice cream. And I sat there talking to Monica, and I ate it all. So I probably won't have ice cream again for weeks and weeks and weeks, because between that and cheese, the dairy products mess me up with dialysis because it gives me too many phosphates, and I'd rather just control it than have to take those pills, because I hate those phosphate pills that I have to take. When we meet and I make you my pecan pie cheesecake and my sweet potato cheese. Okay. Now, I will taste the pecan pie cheesecake, but you will never get me to eat the sweet potato one. I cannot stand sweet potatoes. I don't eat sweet potato pie. Don't give me no candy yams. Don't give me no sweet potato. I cannot stand them. I won't even taste it. It ain't gonna happen. The pecan pie one, I do that. But sweet potato, it ain't gonna happen. I ain't even putting it on my lips. Tremella eat it because he loves sweet potato pie. But, no ma'am, no ham, it ain't happening. I ain't doing nothing sweet potato. The pecan pie one, I will do. The sweet potato one, not going to happen. Monica, the Death by Chocolate ice cream is actually good. It was better than I thought. Like when they had the little chewy pieces of chocolate in it, I was like, ooh, this different. It had chocolate chips. It had chewy pieces of chocolate, like almost like a chewy brownie. I was like, okay, this different. I like this. But the beginning, who produces your favorite ice cream? Haagen-Dazs. Because vanilla Swiss almond is always my go-to. If vanilla Swiss almond is always my go-to. And if it ain't that, it's Chunky Monkey from Ben & Jerry's. No, Tyrone, I can't do nothing sweet potato. I can't. Let me tell you something. As a kid, there's a lot of things I wouldn't even eat. And as an adult, I still won't. Like, I don't do sweet potatoes. I just can't. I used to didn't eat collard greens. I couldn't eat mashed potatoes because I would throw them right back up. What else? I don't like nothing hot and creamy, so don't give me no cream of wheat. Don't give me no grits. None of that. It's all nasty and disgusting to me. I can't. It's not happening. I just started being able to keep mashed potatoes down. So mashed potatoes ain't really my go-to thing. I'll eat them, but it ain't my go-to thing. I just started eating oatmeal because it was just one day and I was like, I want oatmeal. I want to try oatmeal because somebody was eating it and they just looked like so good. And it was fresh oatmeal, not the ones in the packet. And I ate it. And at first it was like, but then I ate it. And now I can eat fresh or the ones in the packet. Um, I eat collard greens now. I used to couldn't stand collard greens. And you know what? At Medina, that's the only thing I will eat that I like is sweet potato fries. Now that I will eat. I don't know why the fries don't bother me to eat. I will eat sweet potato fries, but anything else that has to do with a sweet potato, sweet candy yams, sweet potato pie, and all of that, the pie is too mushy. So I don't do that. Even when it comes to cheesecake, my best friend tricked me into eating cheesecake one day because we were sitting down at work and we were working together and he brought a piece of cheesecake. He was like, "Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is so good." And I'm like, "Oh, how could you eat that? It's nasty and creamy and ugh." And he was like, "No, if you taste it, I'm telling you, it's good, it's good." He's like, "Here, taste it." I was like, "Oh, no, I can't." And he was like, "Taste it." So I put it in my mouth and I was like, "Oh, hey, this is kind of good." And from that moment on, I've been eating cheesecake. But I can't, sweet potatoes to me, I tried to even cook them myself. Just make a sweet potato, like a baked potato, and put butter in it. Now, I will tell you, I can eat white sweet potatoes. I like those. I don't like the orange ones. And a lot of people don't even know there's such a thing as white sweet potatoes, but because my grandfather is from Jamaica and I grew up around that, I know about white sweet potatoes, but I can never find them in the store. So I'll eat a white sweet potato, but I won't eat the yams, the yellow yams. I won't. Mm-mm. White sweet potatoes I'll eat because I like those, but I don't like yams. I don't like the orange ones. I don't like the orange ones. Yes, Medina, there are white sweet potatoes. If you know someone Jamaican or Trinidadian, they can tell you they're all white sweet potatoes, and they taste better to me than the orange yams. They they are called white sweet potatoes. They're white sweet potatoes because a sweet potato actually is white. Americans made up just like carrots. If you go out of the United States, there is no orange carrots. They purple and white and everything else. We made in the U.S. we made carrots orange for whatever reason, and just like the sweet potato, there are white sweet potatoes. Like if you go to like an African market or you go to like a West Indian store or any kind of I want to say an Indian store as well, they might have the white sweet potatoes because you can't find them in the regular store, but there are white sweet potatoes and they are delicious. No, they're not. It's kind of hard like a regular potato, so you gotta cook it down. It's just it has a whole different taste and consistency to me that I like. It's like I've had because I have a lot of friends, West Indian friends, so I've eaten a lot of things that only they know where to buy it from because you can't buy it from the regular stores. You have to go to like a West Indian market and get it and stuff like that. And like Christophine and white sweet potatoes and like a lot of stuff. And it's like, I love it. And I grew up on it because my grandfather was Jamaican, so he would cook all that stuff. Like I can cook that. I can make some curry goat. I can make uh, jerk pork, jerk chicken, all of that good stuff like that. But the other stuff I can't find to make. Some stewed chicken, or I can make you some stewed chicken. I can do all of that. They taste different to me. I think that's why I like them because they taste different. They don't taste like regular yams. They even though there's a sweet potato, it just has a different. Once it's cooked, it's a different consistency. It's hard like a potato, but it's a different consistency once it's cooked than a yam. It's not mushy like a yam. It's more. It has the consistency of a regular potato almost. And if you just cook it down to make it that soft, it'll get that soft. I love chicken patties. Actually, there is a, I don't know the name, Medina, so please don't ask me. But if you do a search on YouTube and put in like beef patties or chicken patties, there's there's plenty of videos on how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, there's plenty of videos. Because believe it or not, that's how I found a recipe to do the spicy peanut butter and jelly chicken. But there's like so many recipes for it that I was like, okay, all y'all using something different. Let me pick something that really has what I have in the house at the moment, because I wasn't getting ready. I wasn't going to the store. I wasn't gonna go to the store that day, but I wanted it. Once I saw somebody type that they had that, I was like, spicy peanut butter and jelly chicken. I wonder how that tastes. And there was plenty of recipes on YouTube for it. I was like, oh, just like the Kool-Aid pie, so good, so good. And like now, the summertime is the best time to make a Kool-Aid pie. Y'all make desserts out of white sweet potatoes. I know they are frozen chicken patties. I haven't had a dessert made from the white sweet potatoes. I'm sure they do, but I've just never had one. Nobody that I've known, everybody has just cooked it like as part of a meal, never as a dessert. So I'm sure that somebody probably makes something with a white sweet potato dessert. I'm sure. Because if you use yams, you can use white sweet potato. And they are actually sweeter to me than sweet potatoes. They're actually sweet. They have a more sweet taste than a yam. Actually, Medina, nothing. I stayed the same. The shirt, Tramel didn't do it yesterday because he honestly slept all day except for when he got up to grill. And I could tell he wasn't feeling good and he just grilled and went back to sleep. The mug, I'm waiting for them to get back to me because every time we create a mug, they keep saying that the picture we're using doesn't belong to us. And of course it does because it's Jomel. But I think they think he's so cute in the picture and the picture is too perfect for it to be our dog and our picture that we took. So they keep getting rid of the mug. I don't know why they didn't get rid of the pillow, but they get rid of the mugs. Every time we make a mug, they get rid of the mug. It'll be there for a second and then they'll send us the email. We don't have the rights to the picture that we're using. And I'm like, the first time I was like, okay, whatever. Tramel used a totally different picture than I used. And the same thing happened. They sent us an email saying they removed the mug because we didn't have the rights to the picture. So, and I used the same picture on the mug that I used on the pillow. The pillow, they never mess with the pillow, but they always mess with the mug. So, I'm going to try a different picture today. I'm going to try a different picture for the shirt and for the mug and see what happens with the mug today. He is laying right here next to on me on the other. He's laying here on the other couch, sleeping, and no, he's not drugged. I don't know what it is. When I'm downstairs on the couch, he just gets on the couch and he'll lay down and go to sleep. When I'm upstairs sitting in a chair, I guess it's because he can be next to me. Really, he can be close enough to me without being on the floor on the couch. But upstairs in a chair, it's like he has to carry on and act a fool. He was in the beginning of the live, playing with his toy, walking across my lap, and then I let him do it. And then he just curled up over there. He curled up over there and went to sleep. Well, in the room we have AC, so he's cool with it. He just likes to be as close to me as possible. Like, even when we in the room, he'll lay down next to me on the floor, but then he'll start performing until I put him on the bed, and he'll get on the bed and he'll just curl up either next to me or Tramel, or curl up on one of the blankets that we have folded on the bed and go to sleep. He just wants to be up with us. He just wants to be up with us. So ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, the frozen chicken patties. I do those, Medina. I love those. You know who has some good ones? Who have some good patties, beef patties, and chicken patties? They have a spicy beef patty and a chicken patty. Don't y'all laugh when I tell y'all this. Target. Baby, when I worked at Target, I would come home every single day with 2 to 3 beef patties. It would be a beef patty. I would either get a beef patty and a chicken patty, or 2 beef patties, or 2 chicken patties, and that would be my lunch every day I left Target. Every day when I left, I would just go to the register, leave, and pay for my stuff, and go home. And that was my lunch. It, I can't even think of the name of the company that makes them. But the only place I've ever found them is in Target, like my Target that I used to work in, and it's in the frozen food aisle. And oh my God, those beef patties are so amazing. And it was one day, and I know I bought them all, and nobody filled them up. I went right in the back, right in the freezer, and got me 2, and took them up to the register and bring them out, because I was like, and not today. Y'all gonna give me my beef patties today. I know where they at. Now the beef patties that Target sell, they're really good. They are really, really, really good. The chicken one, and I like the spicy one. But you gotta like spicy food to like, because the spicy one is kind of, if you're not a spicy person, the regular one is spicy, but the spicy one is a little extra hot. So, yeah, check that out in Target. I don't know if all Target should have them. I mean, they should all carry the same thing, as long as it's like, I guess, a super Target that has food in it. They should all carry the same thing. If not, then I can't think of the name. Matter of fact, if I can't, I'll tell my sister, because she knows, because she was going in there getting them too, because I brought her one home. She's like, bring me one home. Let me taste it. And she was like, no, Joe, you ain't lying. These are good. I was like, I told you. So if I can't, because I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name of it, but I will tell Tracy the next time she goes in Target, because it's the one by her house, to look for the beef patty and tell me the name of the company that makes them. Because if you can't get them in Target, I'm sure you can buy them on Amazon. I will do that. Thank all of you for coming today. How difficult are they to make? It depends. Like, if you're gonna make the whole, if you're gonna make everything from scratch, the meat part is easy. Well, that depends, because if you do chicken, you gotta cook the chicken, shred up the chicken, or grind the chicken. It depends on how you want it. If you want it like chopped meat, you gotta ground it up. If you just want it shredded, you gotta shred the chicken breast. And then if you make the actual patty part yourself, that's when it becomes kind of tedious, because you gotta mix flour, you gotta do all of that. Me, I ain't never made a patty. I ain't trying to make a patty. Whenever I eat a patty, it's because I got it from a Jamaican or Trinidadian restaurant, or I brought it already frozen in the frozen food aisle. I ain't never tried to do those myself, but I will get me some goat and some oxtails and do them myself, because a matter of fact, I'm going to try to find me some oxtails this week, matter of fact, because I cannot find none up here. But that's because of where I live. There's not a lot of us around, so ain't no. But I can find pig feet, but I can't find oxtails. That's the crazy part. But I am going to try to find some oxtails, because I love oxtails and I need me some oxtails. Matter of fact, Tramel has a doctor's appointment this week, and where we're going, there is a Dominican restaurant that sells oxtails that I'm probably going to try to find while we're there. And pancakes, coffee, and combo. I'm going to probably try to find the restaurant while I'm there so I could buy me some oxtails. Because I need some oxtails in my life. But listen, y'all, I need to get up from here and I need to go to the store. I need to check on my hubby to make sure he's okay. Oh, then Arlene, maybe I need to do a video if I find the oxtails. I know how to make them two ways. I know how to make them southern. And I know how to make them the way my grandfather used to make them because he's Jamaican. Either way, if I find some, I will do a video on them. And yeah. But I need to go to the store. I need to check on my hubby to make sure he's all right. Even though he's yelling from upstairs when I was talking about him and the sour orange juice. And I will, see you guys tomorrow morning. And stay safe. Stay corona free. Please wear your mask, y'all. Wear your mask when you go outside. Please, please, please wear a mask. I know it's tedious. I know it's tiring. I know it's a mess, but wear your mask. And what else? What else? Make sure you visit the McRae Kingz Boutique. Make sure you subscribe to all of our pages on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and of course here on YouTube. Welcome to all the new subscribers. We appreciate you and welcome you to our channel. We couldn't be who we are if it wasn't for you guys. And we appreciate all of you. And I hope you're happy. Thanks, Arlene. And he'll see all of this if he's not already watching. Well, if he's watching it on TV, he can't see the comments, but he knows I'm still live. But he'll watch it later and look at the comments. And I'm sure he will tell y'all thank you when he's back and well and feeling well. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow. And if you would like to help support the McRae Kingz platform, the CashApp is TheMKingz, and that's Kings with a Z. And that'll be in the description box. Our P.O. box is in the description box. If you want us to promote any products or anything of that nature, just send them to us. And any and everything else you need is in the description box. Make sure you follow MJ&J Family Mukbangs. She's an amazing content creator. She's part of our squad. And Monica, I need to talk to you. Please get with Joseph. Okay, Medina, let me know, and then I will let Monica know. So just let me know, whatever's whatever. And I'm looking at the comments and trying to remember everything I want to say. Actually, MJ&J Family Mukbangs and me and Tramel have a panel coming up on the 24th of July. I don't know what time yet. It will be hosted by Blogs and Fiction, but it'll be on MJ&J Family Mukbangs channel. So you don't want to miss that. And also make sure that you check out MJ&J Family's Mukbangs channel for Jayla's 4th birthday party. That will be July 16th, next week, or the week after. Next week, I believe. Jayla is turning 4, and as Jayla said in Monica's last mukbang, she wants everybody there. She wants everybody at her party. So all of us go and show Jayla some support. Because it's tough for kids now, because they can't have parties. They can't do what little kids would do in this coronavirus. So make sure on the 16th, at around, I believe Monica said about 7, but if you go to Monica's page and subscribe and you hit that notification bell, you will know when she goes live for Jayla's party. Go over there and support Jayla. If you haven't watched Monica's videos, then once you do, you will fall in love with Jayla, because that is my little girl. She has so much personality and attitude. I love it. I love it. So y'all go check that out. And yeah, anything you need from me and Tramel. Actually, me and Tramel will have a phone number for the platform, for the channel, probably in the next couple, in a week. We'll have a phone for the platform. So you guys can contact us if you need to. And on that note, you know how I always say, walk in peace, love, sunshine, and happiness. And as always, Team McRae, all damn day. Y'all enjoy your day. Later.